Hello friends, it's Bible story time. Today our Bible story is about a baby that the family needed to keep quiet. And when I start telling the story, I believe you'll remember which one it is. It's one of my favorites, and it's one of your favorites. The Bible tells us about an Israelite family who needed to keep their baby quiet. The king of Egypt, which was also called the Pharaoh, was an evil man. He made a terrible rule. He made a rule that all the baby boys born to Israelite families must be taken away. The father Amram and the mother Jochebed were Israelites. They had a daughter, Miriam, I bet they called her Mim, and a new baby boy, and a son named Aaron. Jochebed knew that she had to keep her baby quiet, because if someone heard him crying, they would go tell the Pharaoh and they would come and take him away. She kept him quiet for about 3 months, and we all know when a baby gets older, their cries get louder. They start off with just little bitty cries, so she was okay for about 3 months, and then she knew she was going to have to do something. So God gave her a plan. She began to weave a basket, one big enough for Moses, and it looked a lot like this. She even made a top for it. And when she got through weaving the basket, she put tar on the outside of it so that it would be waterproof. Then she filled it with soft blankets, and she put her baby in the basket. She said, Miriam, we're going to take the baby to the river, and we're just going to pray that God keeps him safe and sends him to someone that loves him and will take care of him. So that's what they did. They went down to the river, put the basket in, and you can see how sad Jochebed looks, because she's having to give up her baby, but she knew she had to keep him safe. She said, Miriam, you stay down there in the water and watch and see where he goes, and watch after him and make sure he stays safe. See these big tall plants? They're called bulrushes, and that's where they had the baby, was in the bulrushes. They're a plant that grows in water, and they grow very, very tall. So Miriam put the baby in the basket. I'm sure she gave him a big kiss, and then she closed the basket. Every day, the princess came down to the river to bathe, she and her servant girls. So Miriam had pushed the basket to where it should go, right where they were bathing. And sure enough, when they came down to the river, the princess spotted the basket. And she said, go get that basket. And then she began to hear a little cry because Moses was crying. She opened the basket, and there was a beautiful baby boy. Now, the princess didn't have any children, and she wanted a baby boy. And when she looked in that basket, she fell in love with the baby. Now, she's the one that named him. She named him Moses because she said, I pulled him out of the water. So she gave him his name. Well, then Miriam was still watching. Oh, and Miriam was so excited. She said, oh, the princess got him. The princess got him. He'll be raised in the palace. Well, she heard the princess say, I need a nurse for my baby. Oh, Miriam ran and got Jochebed. And she said, I know where there's a nurse for your baby. And she said, would you take him and take care of him? I'll pay you to take care of him. And then when he's older, bring him back to the palace. And Jochebed said, yes, I will. God took care of baby Moses, and God takes care of us too. That's because he loves us very, very much. What a wonderful story of how Jesus took care of Moses and how he takes care of us today.